Ending the income tax will force the legislature to open the books. It will force the state legislature to streamline and cut the waste out of the Massachusetts state budget, to get rid of the failed, flawed government programs that don't work and that make things worse, or that can be done better in the private sector. Ending the income tax will make the legislature accountable to the Massachusetts workers and taxpayers instead of the government employees, the lobbyists, and the special interests who are lining their pockets at your expense. The 11th thing they don't want you to know is 8 months. That's when the next state government budget is due, 8 months after we vote yes to end the income tax. 8 months is how much time the legislature and the governor will have to go through the books and get rid of the $12.6 billion in waste, patronage, pork, and overspending that ending the income tax demands. Real budget cutting, not the chump change, throw a dog a bone cuts that Governor Patrick is talking about now. Next, 58 days. That's how many days after this election when you'll start to see your tax dollars put back in your pocket. Your first 50% income tax cut starts this January 1st if you vote yes on one. Next, 100,000 families. That's how many Catholic families will finally be able to afford to take their children out of failing public schools and put them in good parochial or private schools. The 14th thing that our opponents don't want to talk about is how many home foreclosures will be stopped dead in their tracks because 3,400,000 workers and taxpayers will get back an average of $3,700 each every year to pay their bills. How many thousands of families will be able to stay in their homes when we end the income tax? Next, hundreds of thousands of new jobs when we end the income tax. That money will go back into the hands of the men and women who earned it. That $12.6 billion will create twice as many jobs as the politicians would by squandering it on Beacon Hill. With less government and no income tax, Massachusetts will become a magnet to private, productive businesses and individuals, more good jobs and more good workers. Next, 10th state with no income tax. They don't want you to know that when we end the income tax, Massachusetts will join 9 other states that have no income tax, like New Hampshire, which does just fine with no income tax and no sales tax. When we end the income tax with yes on one, we will drive the Massachusetts total tax burden down to just slightly higher than New Hampshire's. A Wall Street Journal editorial in favor of question 1 points out 9 U.S. states have no income tax, including such economic climbers as Florida, Nevada, Tennessee, and Texas. These states are doing fine, funding schools, hospitals, and police without the income levy. 1,350,000 voters. That's the 17th thing that our opponents don't want you to think about. You're not alone. Based on 3 polls released to date, over 1,350,000 voters in Massachusetts are already planning to vote yes on one to end the income tax this November. You can join them. Vote yes on one. The New York Times they're out there. The New York Times said about question 1, given the opportunity to get out of paying state income tax, who wouldn't jump at the chance? Opponents of question 1 talk only about the welfare of big government. All they care about is the government's budget. More taxes and income for government, more spending for government. All of their arguments ignore the 3,400,000 workers and taxpayers of Massachusetts and their families. This is the 18th thing that they don't want you to know, what the real choice is, what the real question is when you vote for question 1. You can vote no and keep the state budget at $47 billion every year and require the workers and taxpayers of Massachusetts to keep paying the income tax. Or you can vote yes. Shrink the state budget to $35 billion every year, and give back an average of $3,700 each to workers and taxpayers across Massachusetts every year. You can vote for no more filing of the state income tax. You can vote for no more Form 1. How about Schedule C? You tired of Schedule C? Schedule D? Schedule B? Schedule E? How about the 45-page instruction booklet? Just ask yourself one question. Which is better for those 3,400,000 workers and taxpayers? High government spending and high taxes, or less government spending and lower taxes? Just ask this question. Which is best for your family, your friends, your neighbors, and your coworkers? Vote your answer on November 1st. Vote yes on 1. Thank you. Thank you very much. I've got one more request of you. You should have a yellow flyer called 3 Ways You Can Help on your chair or under your chair. Will you please look at that now? Raise your hand if you need one. Someone will get you one. Please check off right now. Pull out a pen or pencil what you'll do. Which of those 3 things, 1, 2, or all 3 of them? You can hand out hand cards. We've got bundles of them we'll give you on your way out the door. You can call or email or pick up the phone, talk to or meet with 10 people you know. And as Michael said, email everyone in your address book. But I want you to specifically talk with 10 people. Write them down right now, those people that you think are open to ending the income tax or just may forget to vote. Please make a point of talking to them soon. And lastly, get a bumper sticker. If you don't already have one, pick one up before you go. If you already have one on your car, there's someone you know who would love to have a Yes on 1 bumper sticker on their car. Please give that to them, and be sure to vote yes on November 4th to end the income tax for your family, your friends, your neighbors, and your coworkers. Thank you very much.